your attention today. We want to start off, first of all, with introducing our panel. And we're going to start with our Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Cleon Cawley. We have our Vice President of Enrollment, Mr. Antonio Boyle. We have the enrollment team, Mr. I think I see Al Dorset. I think I see Miss Carol Yancey. I hope I got your name pronounced right. I see Miss Shelvia Draper, and I see Mr. Kareem McLemore. And who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? Okay. So we are going to first start off with our Chief Operating Officer, who's going to give us a little update on what we talked about last week, and that was the rapid response. And this was in response to those items that were going on specifically in housing that was needed to be worked on. And this is based upon some of the comments that we received from students and from parents. So I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Cawley.
Thank you, Dr. Hawkins, and good morning. Good morning, all. As Dr. Hawkins mentioned,
I think we have, can you hear us? Can you hear me, Mr. Cawley?
I can. Can you hear me?
Froze a bit. So could you just start again? I'm sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. I start off by saying good morning, and I just wanted to talk to you briefly about the university's rapid response teams. President Allen created the rapid response teams to ensure that all residential maintenance concerns are resolved in a timely manner. Many of you have talked with members of that rapid response team over the last week or so as they helped you address those concerns. However, we want to make sure if you're having a housing related issue that has not been resolved yet, we want you to please email redalert@desu.edu. Our goal is to resolve most, if not all, of these maintenance issues by the end of this week. Again, we need you, if your matter has not been resolved as of yet, to please email redalert@desu.edu. That is redalert@desu.edu. Make sure you include in that email your name, your D number, the building where the concern is, the room number where the concern is, and a brief description of the concern. If you do that, then we'll obviously we'll bring all of those concerns in and we'll address them on a priority needs basis. But again, the goal is to resolve all of your maintenance issues by the close of this week. And I know we'll have time at the end of this session to answer any questions, so I'll take any questions at that time. Thank you, Dr. Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. Cawley, for that. And yes, we will have our question and answer period once we finish with all of our participants. So I would say to everyone on the call, just write down your questions and we will get to them. So next we're going to hear from the Enrollment Management team led by the Vice President for Enrollment, and that is Mr. Antonio Boyle, who is going to give us an overview of a few things, not just the CARES Act that was in the advertisement that went out, but there are a few things that, as he has indicated to the senior team, that he needs to bring forth to all of our students. So, Mr. Boyle and your team.
Good morning, Dr. Hawkins, and thank you very much. To all of our students, we're going to provide some information this morning and show you some things that we need you to do immediately and some things that you will do in the coming days and or weeks. We're calling on our team. We have Rhonda Thompson, our Associate Registrar, down there next to Al Dorset. And we're going to certainly start with the registrar's office first today to kind of give you some information of things that we need to do. Hey, Rhonda Thompson, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Boyle. Good morning, everyone. I'm doing well, thank you.
Right? Kyle? Wait for Kyle to bring the screen up so you can see our presentation. There we go. All right. Rhonda, here you go.
Good morning again, everyone. I'm Rhonda Thompson, the Associate Registrar here at Delaware State University, just to provide you a bit of information regarding your needs and what we provide to you. So the first thing, we've already gone over this, and many of you have seen this document in your returning packets and your initial freshman and transfer packets. FERPA. This is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Delaware State University, along with many other institutions across the country, is considered a post-secondary institution. And with that, you are guaranteed as a college student certain rights under FERPA. A few of those rights are, you have the right to inspect and review your records, the right to request amendments of your records if you believe that there's something misleading or inaccurate. And you also have the right to consent to disclosures of your educational records. And again, this is a federal law, so if anyone is attempting to look for you, call us for information regarding you, you must have them listed in order for us to provide that information to them on your behalf. But you also have the right not to tell us that you do not want anyone to receive your records, regardless of who the person or the agency or organization might be.
Hey, Kyle, can you go back for 1 second, Kyle, please? Ms. Thompson, why is it important to have a FERPA on file for the release of records and for communication on behalf of the student or not? And what does that mean to students who do not have a FERPA form on file and others are requesting that data?
So some students do request for their information to be confidential. It may be for personal reasons, it may be for privacy reasons. They may just not want anyone to have access to their records for safety. Okay, so if a student is living with a parent and there could very well be a fallout between that student and that parent or that guardian, the student can request, and they might even be 17 years old and still living in that particular household. But they believe that there could be an injury, or for safety purposes, they do not want that parent or that guardian to have their information for their own safety or their own privacy. Now, for parents who do call in or guardians who call in and they want to request that information, and they may even tell us, because we've heard this before, well, I'm paying the bill. They live in my house. But ma'am, sir, until your son or daughter or the guardian or the student places you on that particular record, we cannot give you that information. So, and even if there's no one listed on the FERPA, we will craft and draft a sentence as to how to provide the correct answer, because again, they are non-existent to us. Even though if we pull up the name in the system, they might be there, but there's no one listed. To that person on the other end, they are non-existent to us and to that person. So we definitely don't want to provide that information, because they could very well come to campus and they could find them on campus if they're here and possibly do bodily harm to them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rhonda. Advance, Kyle.
Okay, so the no-show policy. I will read this one carefully because this is very important, because right now we are going through the no-show policy for the first accelerated session along with the full semester of the 16 weeks. Delaware State University's no-show policy is defined as all students enrolled are required to attend each class at least once before the last day to add classes in order to verify attendance. Failure to verify attendance in a class before the last day to add classes will result in the student being processed as a no-show from the course and the course being dropped from the student's schedule. All tuition and fees associated with the course or courses are removed and no grade will be issued. Now, the last day to drop classes for the 16 weeks which is the full term, is this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, the 8th. And the last day to drop classes for the accelerated sessions was last week. So if a student has been dropped from a course for non-attendance, it could very well have been an accident, just a keying entry or data entry by the instructor. They would simply reach out to the instructor would verify that information, then send the correct information to have the student add it back to the class. That information would come to the Office of Records and Registration. This could very well also affect the student's housing, as well as it indicated, the financial aid. So any scholarships, any Pell Grant money, any federal money or loans could very well be removed from the student's record. And then the student may also have a balance that they would have to pay back. But Mr. Al Dorset will get into that even further during his part of the presentation. But again, it is very important that a student attends classes. We want you to attend all of your classes, but very well that you attend all of your classes for the first week and a half, so that you are not submitted as a no-show to our office. So again, adding and dropping classes during the add drop period. So for the 16 weeks, we are still in the add drop period, that is tomorrow. Students are required to receive their signature, the advisor's signature, and the instructor's signature if a class is already closed. So, and after the add drop period, if a class is closed, or for whatever reason, the students thought they added the class to their schedule and it was a mistake, so we would need all 4 signatures, the student, advisor, the instructor, and the dean. And it is up to the instructor and the dean to allow the student into the class. We're already into week 2, and we have many things that have moved across campus. We hit the ground running on day 1 with coursework. So an instructor may very well say that I will not allow the student into the class because there's too much work to catch up on. But again, they may also allow you to add the class at this period and be willing to work with you as the student, but you also have to do the work. And then the dean would be able to sign off on that one as well to add you to the class. Now we can do that via DocuSign. We do have a DocuSign form that's an electronic form via DocuSign, or the student can come over to our office and pick up one of the add drop slips. But we're trying to do everything without paper, so definitely contact your academic advisor so we can get that done via DocuSign, the electronic process. Your grade policy. Dropping classes after the add period. So when a student drops a class after the add drop period for the fall and spring semesters, and 3 days into the summer session, a student will receive a W or a withdrawal on the transcript. If a student just dropped a course and never went back to the class after a couple of weeks, they will then receive a WF, which is an unofficial withdrawal from the course. And we can also check those things. We can check Blackboard, we can check with the instructor to see if it should actually be a W or a WF. If there's been participation via Blackboard, we very well cannot assist the student with getting a W. That course or that grade will be a WF. In retaking courses, when a student has to retake a course, whether it was dropped or they receive a grade that's less than the minimum requirement, or they choose to just retake a course for a higher grade, the lowest grade will be excluded from the GPA. The passing grade or the higher grade will be included. The previous grade will not be removed from the transcript, only removed from the GPA. So if a student earned an F in a course, they retake the same course and they earned higher than an F, the F remains on the transcript, but the grade, the credits are not included in the student's GPA. Accelerated session 2. So this session begins October 25th and runs through December 17th, which is the last day to add class, or the last day of classes for this semester. So we're in that registration period now, and we will run that through the October 25th. The 25th is a Monday. So the students have access to web registration through the 24th of October. And after that, through the 28th, which is the last day to add classes, they will be able to meet with their program director or their academic advisor in order to register for those classes. The last day to add classes, again, is the 28th of October, and the last day to of those classes is December 17th. Thank you.
Good morning, Al. How are you? Financial aid
morning.
and some of the critical things they need to do here shortly. Mr. Dorsett.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. The Office of Financial Aid is definitely here to help and assist you navigate getting your financial aid funds together, making sure that you meet or satisfy all requirements so your financial aid can easily process, pay to your account, and students can focus on their grades because that's what we're here for that success. So let me reiterate what Ms. Thompson had pushed. My DSU is very, very important. Logging into your account. Many things you can do. Confirm that we've received your FAFSA, not only for this 21-22 academic year, but as October 1st comes and you can do your FAFSA for the 22-23 academic year, a year ahead already, you can confirm that we received your FAFSA. See your academic progress at the end of every semester based off federal student aid regulations. Delaware State University Office of Financial Aid, in compliance with those federal regulations, runs satisfactory academic progress on our students. We notify students at the end of semester of their status and let them know that they can go to their MyDSU portal to see their cumulative GPA, their completion rate, and how many credits they've satisfied already. As well as view, accept, decline, and reduce your awards by going to the Financial Aid tab, selecting award, and looking at your award by year. Next slide, please. So again, reiterate that MyDSU banner self-service is a key tool. When we talk about what Ms. Thompson mentioned with the last day to add and drop and the no-show process, your financial aid is packaged at this point in time as a full-time status award. Those things affect you. Those things affect how your financial aid is processed. Students that drop below 12 credits, the financial aid is readjusted if they're Pell eligible because Pell is prorated based off how many credits a student has. A student is required to be at least half-time, 6 credits, to be eligible for their federal loans. So these are things that you want to be aware of and make sure that you're going to those classes and you're not on the no-show because these things can affect your financial aid already after you've been awarded. So key things with banner self-service, as we said. 1, looking at confirming that we received your FAFSA. Go to the financial aid tab under eligibility and student requirements. Once you see requirements, you will see satisfied and unsatisfied requirements if there are any unsatisfied ones. Under satisfied requirements, you will see the first thing, your FAFSA, your free application for federal student aid, acknowledging that we've received it and giving you guidance to go set up a Campus Logic account if you have not set that up yet. It's very important to set up that Campus Logic account. As we move more to a technological era where we get away from faxing and losing faxes or mail and not coming through, when we look at the federal government verification as well as special conditions, satisfactory academic progress, even when it comes down to scholarships, if we have some things in the work, Campus Logic is that third party that we've partnered with to collect those documents, to notify students. So we want to make sure all students that complete a FAFSA, 1, confirm that we received your FAFSA, and then move on to complete your Campus Logic account. As we move into the next slide, we'll see first requirements. So again, that MyDSU requirements, select eligibility. You want to confirm that all requirements are satisfied, see requirements that are unsatisfied. Also on that same tab, you can see if you have any holds. And again, you can see the academic progress. But first key, start of the semester, let's make sure you've completed all of your requirements. Next slide. That MyDSU, just another scope again. The different things that you can see, cost of attendance. A student can see their awards. A student can see their satisfactory academic progress. Now, key thing, I'm sure as Ms. Carroll will go into, students can also see their bills. So as a student sees their financial aid award that's broken up for the year, but broken down to each term too, a student can click on that student services tab as well, look at their account summary by term, look at what their term bill is, look at their total amount of financial aid, and really look at if there's a gap and what difference or what other aid do I need or need to apply for in order to help pay that gap and reduce that gap. We can move on to the next slide. So as we log on and look onto that, creating that online mobile account, on that banner self-service under that financial aid tab, but they'll also have it here. A student's going to go to dsu.verifymyfafsa.com and they're going to create their account. They're going to use their DSU email as the username and their D number as the password. Once they get in, as you can see on that second one, they're going to confirm their information. Once they confirm their information, they're going to get a congratulations. And as the next slide will show, that student will see if they've been selected for verification and if they need to do anything. Now, it's key, right? Because the federal government has passed a law saying that schools can actually go through and waive students' verification as long as there's no conflicting information. So we need students to make sure that they create that Campus Logic account, because once they create that account, as long as there's no conflicting information, even if the student was selected for verification, it will tell us that student has no conflicting information, and we can go on and move forward and complete that verification or move forward with that record. So this is the federal government working with institutions, working with students and families, but we need your help there. We have a lot of students that still have not created their account. Pass the word. Go check. You did your FAFSA. Confirm you received your FAFSA. Then create that DSU verifymyfafsa.com account, that Campus Logic account, so we can move forward and assist you. Next slide. Then we have our awards. Again, students can see their awards. We want students to read their terms and conditions. Terms and conditions are the rules and regulations of federal government financial aid. Talks about what satisfactory academic progress is. Talks about that students need to be at least half time to receive their federal loans. Too many times we see students that come at the end of the semester or the end of the year and they say, I didn't know. It's all out there. We want you to read it. We want you to contact us. So definitely go through. Students, to accept your loans, you need to go to that accept your award amount. Unfortunately, the school cannot make a student take out a loan, but we can put it as an offered status. We just recently had about 3 students who said, I never knew to accept my loans. They never accept their loans. And the federal government has limitations. If the semester ends and the student's not registered for the next semester, or the academic year ends and the student says, oh, I forgot to accept my loans, the federal government has limitations that we can't process these. We have a whole 9 months to get this done. Let's move forward. Let's get it done so that you can focus on school. Next slide, please. So last part for students who are choosing to accept their loans. Students, if you are a first-time borrower, you want to make sure that you complete your master promissory note requirement as well as your entrance counseling. Student will log into studentaid.gov and use their federal student aid FSA ID, the same one that you use to sign the FAFSA. You'll log in, and there you'll be able to complete the process. Under that, you'll see MPN for undergraduate students. You want to make sure you complete the MPN for undergraduate students. And the next slide will show direct loan counseling is a requirement of the federal government. Again, we're on studentaid.gov. A student wants to go and make sure they complete the loan entrance counseling. Now, before I move forward, let me say some parents have taken out Parent Plus loans. Parents, if you take it out a Parent Plus loan and you're a repeat borrower and your credit has been good and accepted, you only need to do the MPN once. However, parents, if you have taken out a Parent Plus loan and needed an endorser, every time or every year, I want to say every time you apply for that loan and need an endorser, parent, you are required to do a credit counseling and a new MPN if you have an endorser. So parents, you're going to do the same thing as the student, but you're going to sign in with your FSA ID and password and make sure you complete the master promissory note for the Parent Plus loan or loan for undergraduate students, as well as that credit counseling you're going to make sure you do as well. We can move on to the next. That is for financial aid. We'll be around definitely for questions.
We'll move over to student accounts. We have Shelby Draper and we have Carol Boyer Yancey to share with some of those key items that we need to cover as we start the semester and the things we need to do going forward. Student accounts.
Thank you, Mr. Bull. Good morning again, everyone. Just want to provide a high-level overview of student accounts. Again, we are responsible for the billing and collections of tuition and fees, the explanation of charges such as your campus housing, meal plans, etc. We also resolve balances, process any credit balances, and put account holds and process late fees. Next slide. So now that you guys are all here, you're all moved in now, we just want to review the ID Smart Card, also known as a bus card. Each student is required to have a smart card, which is essentially your student ID card. It allows you access into the dining halls, meal services, the library, on-campus student activities. You must be financially clear to utilize those services. It also provides you access to auxiliary services such as the bookstore, printing, and laundry services. It must be validated by the Office of Student Accounts once you're financially clear, which you all should be at this point. There is a $50 replacement cost if lost, damaged, or stolen. Remember, no card, no service on campus. All right, now that we talked about the bus card, Get is a nice platform where you can basically manage your bus card account. You can visit this again. We mentioned this site over and over again, the My DSU site. You simply go on there, you can view your balances and transactions. I know a lot of students and parents were questioning, they have their flex dollars. You can go into the Get site to view your balances and those transactions. You can also request laundry, print, and book vouchers. The deadline is this September, Friday, the 10th, to request any book vouchers. Again, this Friday, September the 10th, is the book voucher deadline. So please save that date. You can add on any flex dollars in association with our Grubhub. A lot of students do not know that. We do have an affiliation with Grubhub. So if any students want to dine off campus, you can most certainly download the Grubhub app to utilize that service. You can request commuter meal plans. You can also, again, report a card lost or stolen. And again, all this can be found on the My DSU self-service page. All right, Bank Mobile, another thing we want to bring to your attention. If any student is anticipating a refund, we want to make sure that you utilize Bank Mobile to connect your banking institution to be able to receive your refund in about 1 to 2 days, Ms. Boyer Yancey, if I'm not correct. So basically, here's the instructions. You want to make sure you, again, link your institution, your banking institution to the Bank Mobile app, and that way you can receive your refund in as short as 1 to 2 business days. Next slide. Again, another hot topic that comes across the student accounts department is the student health insurance. The deadline to enroll or waive into this program is September the 13th. If you have not already done so, please make sure you visit the website, Student Health Insurance, to waive or enroll in that. Again, September 13th. If you do not do that by September 13th, you can look forward to a cost of $399.50 being applied to your account. So if you already have health insurance provider, please make sure you log in and waive or opt out of the student health insurance by September the 13th. Again, some friendly reminders from the Office of Student Account. Make sure you check your DSU email account often. You want to view your financial aid and student account frequently for any updates. You want to make sure you have satisfied all your financial requirements and make sure your account is satisfied to utilize any campus services.
Thank you very much, Shelby. Thank you very much, the enrollment team. Dr. Hawkins, we'll turn it back over to you for DSU Downtown.
Thank you, Mr. Boyle and the enrollment team. Appreciate that. Dr. Terrell Holmes, if you are on the panel, I'm going to turn it over to you for downtown. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Good morning team, good morning everyone. My name is Terrell Holmes and I'm the Associate Vice President for Strategic Enrollment here at the institution. I am pinch hitting for Dr. Stacy Downing today, who's our Chief Administrator here on the campus. She would like nothing better than to address her students and to be with you today, but she had another obligation. So we're just going to give you kind of an overview of everything that's going on in the downtown campus so that you have an idea of some of the things that are happening versus some of the things that you can look forward to. So 4 things we're focused on right now. They are centered around these 4 things. In front of you, branding, renovations of some of the buildings, our particular classes that are being offered on the main campus, as well as engagement activities in the community. Next slide. So we just want to make sure that you are aware and introduce the members of the team here at the downtown location. We'll start with, again, Dr. Stacy Downing, our Chief Administrator and Vice President. Yours truly as the Associate Vice President for Strategic Initiatives. We have Miss Lisa Hinton, our Executive Assistant. We can't move or make many moves without her. Ms. Candy Young, who's our Director of Programs here on the campus, and Dr. Marche Horton, who's the Special Assistant to our Chief Administrator here on the campus. We also partner with and we talk to on a regular basis with our academic affairs folks who are here on the campus. Dr. Gwen Scott Jones, who's our interim dean for the Wesley College of Health and Behavioral Sciences, along with her associate dean and assistant dean, Dr. Kiesel and Dr. Mason, respectively. We also have a facilities team here on the campus. If there are any challenges as it relates to facilities, please see the email on your screen. They can help you with any issues as it relates to your residence hall, or even our faculty and staff as it relates to their space on the campus. We have public safety who helps us to feel safe as we're here on the campus. And we are looking to expand, of course, the downtown location with many of the other areas, whether it be bookstore, our dining facilities, as well as some of our other auxiliary services that we have on the campus. So much of the branding. That was, we wanted our students, our faculty, and our staff to feel comfortable. We wanted them to know that they were at Delaware State. We do realize that we're a campus, a couple of miles down the road, but we wanted them to know that they're at Delaware State University. So a lot of our branding and our focus has been in our
Dr. Holmes, we have lost your audio. Dr. Holmes.
Is that better? Hello?
Thank you.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. So a lot of the banner and branding that is happening here on the campus, you can see outside of the campus as well as inside of the campus. I do want to shout out Dr. Dawn Mosley, who's been tremendous with making sure that we have everything that we need to make us feel and look like Delaware State. One night, late night, she was here painting herself. So just shout out to her for just doing an amazing job, making sure we have what we need. So as you can see, just kind of a snapshot, you see July, what we look like July 2021 versus some of the things that you see here in August as of last month. You see that we have some of the wall murals in our College Center location. We have some of our outside banners, beautiful things that are happening to make us look and feel like Delaware State. Very excited. And we want to say thank you again to our marketing team for making that happen for us. We also have some multi-layered phases that are happening. We have our Bud Hall and our College Center that is being renovated, that are home to some of our faculty and our staff. We want our faculty and staff to come on this campus and to feel welcome, to be proud of the space that they're in. So some of the things that we've done, we've put some paint up, we put some Delaware State University colors up, things like that help them feel at home. So we're in phase 1 of that. We're finishing up phase 1, and we will be getting phase 2 and so forth after we get settled after ad drop period, and we get our students settled in as it relates to the residence halls. Next slide. So programs that are offered at the downtown location, we spoke about it a little bit with the Wesley College Health and Behavioral Sciences. Under the leadership of Dr. Gwen Scott Jones, we have kinesiology, we have our Masters of Occupational Therapy, Psychology, Public Health, and Social Work, BSW and MSW program. We have over 70 sections of courses that are being offered at the downtown location. This is amazing for us just opening up this location, with us acquiring it in July, and for us 2 months later to be offering 70 sections of courses. We are extremely proud of that, and all courses are comfortably spaced. No overcrowded classrooms. We're able to social distance and adhere to all CDC guidelines. We are tremendously excited about that. Also recognizing that our nursing program will be on site hopefully in our spring 2022 semester. Also, engagement opportunities. So not only are we looking at the academic side of the downtown location, we're also looking at how we can actively engage the community and develop partnerships with many of the organizations and groups and business owners that are in this area. So we're looking to do that. We had an opportunity to invite some of our freshmen on campus on August the 27th, where they were able to get a jump start on some of those community service hours, and they were able to meet with us and do begin their community service journey here at Delaware State University. As many of you know, community service hours are required for your scholarship requirements. And again, this helps you to be a productive citizen as you begin your matriculation at Delaware State University. We also have testing that is offered on this campus, as well as a vaccination van that we've partnered with Reverend Page to be sure that we offer the vaccination, not only vaccination, but the testing here on our site for not only the campus community, but the community, our surrounding community as a whole. We have meet and greet opportunities where we're inviting many entities and various levels of folks on the campus to see the campus, so that they can be introduced to the campus, what we have to offer, and what we see us offering in the future. And also, again, most importantly, that community engagement, how we're communicating and we're engaging with our surrounding location, our surrounding business leaders, and how we can help them to further expand, to further grow, and to further brand our campus here at the downtown location. So at the end of my presentation, I just want to let you know that the team here on the downtown location is working extremely hard to make sure that we reimagine, reconceptualize, and we dream big. We have a tremendous opportunity here at Delaware State University under the direction of Dr. Tony Allen and with our fearless leader, Dr. Stacy Downing, leading the charge to be sure that we put Delaware State University in the best light. We are still expanding the campus, so not every amenity that you would have on the main campus is here right now, but we will get there. It will take a little bit of time, but I do just want to say thank you to all of those areas, whether it be student affairs, enrollment management, our marketing department, our president, who has been a tremendous help, facilities, all those that have been a part to make sure that the DSU downtown location, IT, making sure that we have everything that we need. So thank you. Big shout out to the entire campus community. Thank you for supporting us. And we look forward to your continued support as we transform and we reimagine our DSU downtown location. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Holmes. We appreciate that. And thank you to all of our panel. I believe we saw our president. Just wanted to know if he's still on the call. Dr. Allen?
I am Dr. Hawkins. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. To the campus community, thank you all for joining us. As I said, we'll be having these forums for the foreseeable future to make sure that we get information out in a timely fashion and update you on activities going on campus. A couple of things to remind you all of. First, for those students who were impacted with respect to their housing, you will receive an email this week that will give you some information about your housing credit. So expect to receive that email this week. Second, for all students who are eligible, and I believe all students are eligible for CARES Act support from the American Rescue Plan, those emails have all gone out. You do have to take an action in order to receive those funds. We hope you'd apply them to your balances. Not all of you have done that yet. Mr. Boyle, what's the percentage of students who've actually taken an action on that email?
We've had over 2,000 folks to respond. We are waiting on another 2,300 to also do the same thing. So about half the number have done that. They would see on their accounts the adjustments made to their accounts and the bank mobile for the processing for those that needed those. So there, as of last week, over 2,000 were processed. It's on their accounts, and we're waiting on others to just click that link and complete the process for us. Yes, sir.
So thank you, Mr. Boyle. It's very important, students. These are resources from the federal government of which you are entitled to. So please take that action so we can make sure we get to those to you in kind. I do want to say that I was very excited about the football game on Saturday. It was the first time since 2007 that we sold out a football game, and we won. So great shout out to all of those football players. And certainly to Coach Milstead and his staff. It was wonderful to see so many people engaged here at Delaware State University. What that means is that there will be lots more activity on campus. To students, please be thoughtful about your activities on campus. Remember, you are protecting not only yourself, but your classmates. And we are keeping really close reports on all things that are going on campus and in the broader community. We want you to be safe, not only on campus, but also in the broader community. So I encourage you to continue to be careful as you are out there. While I know you're still having fun and going through the academic learning process, it is important that you remain safe and that we can keep you safe along the way. Finally, I know that there are many opportunities for you to ask questions. I've actually been engaging with a lot of folks in the chat throughout this particular session. Know that if you get a question to me, I will send it to one of my staff who can get back to you quickly. That goes for parents and students as well. So with that, I know we have about 10 minutes for questions, but I do want to get some of those in. So I'll turn it back over to Dr. Hawkins.
So, Mr. McMillan, can you share those questions with us?
What do I do with my health insurance if I already paid for it?
Mr. Boyle?
Yes, student account. Shelvia, Carol?
The question is, what do you do with your health insurance if you've already paid for it?
Correct.
You can go on First Risk on the health insurance site to get your insurance card, and you can print that out yourself, or one should be sent in the mail, should have been sent in the mail to you already for you to be able to utilize that insurance.
Thank you.
I was put on the waiting list for the courtyards due to maintenance issues. I took an assignment in the Commons so I could have housing. I was told that I would be removed from the waiting list because they took that assignment. I'm assuming that they wanted to still be on the courtyard. So I guess they're asking, how should they handle that?
If you can advance your name and D number to J Buxton at desu.edu, that's our Dean of Students, and she certainly will get an answer back to you. I'll put her email in the chat, so that's to our Dean of Students, Dean Buxton. We'll advance that to her, so send your name, your D number to her, and she certainly can assist you.
I just received my transfer transcript, which affects my schedule, but my advisor cannot meet with me until Friday. How does that affect me with adding and dropping classes?
Rhonda, Kareem?
Okay, so you just received your transfer transcript and you're registered for courses that you've already taken at the other institution? Is that the question?
Let me just read it again. I just received my transcript, which affects my schedule, but my advisor cannot meet with me until Friday. How does that affect me with adding and dropping classes?
That should not affect you with adding and dropping classes. So if you're trying to drop a course that you've already received transfer credit for, then we can certainly assist you with dropping that class. Now, it's going to be difficult at this point. It may be a challenge to find you another course related directly to your program of study, but we could possibly get you a course that could possibly be used as an elective. So send your information to registrar, REGISTRAR @DESU. Send your name and your D number, and I can assist you with making contact with your academic advisor and reviewing that transfer transcript.
How do parents sign up to receive alerts via 911 notification? We didn't know what happened until we spoke with our daughter.
Yeah, I will take that one. That I believe is an opt-in process. Our alert notifications go to our entire university community, faculty, staff, and students. If you can send me your email, I will make sure that you are on that email notification as well. But more importantly, we'll get a process together for anybody who does want to opt in to those alerts going forward here. But if you can send me a direct email, and that might be the parent I spoke to already, but if you can send me a direct email, I'd certainly put you in that process.
Mr. McMillan, Tony Boyle. Mr. McLemore, students reference about our community service app. Can you direct students where the app is for those students? I know we have wavered and the governor have wavered some requirements, but students are still volunteering and we thank them for their volunteerism. Can you direct them as to where and how simple it is to record their community service hours? Oh, here we go. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problems. So students would definitely go to desu.edu. Of course, click on students, and as you see my DESU, and what you want to do is scroll down the page. And as we scroll down to the bottom of the page, on the right-hand side, you'll see community service tracking application. You click on that and begin to fill out the information so we can record your community service hours. And it is a simple form. You put in your student ID number and all of your information, and it goes to the correct person. So that's for all populations. Those are the 4 academic merit scholarship recipients, whether it be GAP, partial, full tuition, or the presidential scholarship, and our Inspire students who would have to take advantage of this community service hour application process.
Now, again, students, it has been waived till 6 months past the pandemic. However, we know you do a lot of wonderful work. We wanted you to be sure to record your hours. You've already been downtown. We've heard about that. You've already been on campus doing community service hours. We want to record those. So please use that form in my DSU to do that as well. Thank you, Daryl.
I think we have time for one more question. How do I use my flex dollars? And if I don't use all of my flex in one semester, do I have the ability to carry it over?
Carol?
Yes. Yes, you do have the ability to carry it over to the next semester. And you can use your flex dollars to purchase, this is for meals. So you can use your flex dollars for meals for the next semester as well.
Hey, Dr. Hawkins, I'll turn it back over to you.
So I want to, again, thank everybody on the panel, all of our panelists, Mr. McMillan, Dr. Allen, thank you so much. And to those who have tuned in to this forum, as Dr. Allen said, we will continue to bring you more updates of different information, university information that you need to know, that we want to keep you abreast of. So with that, I want to say have a great day, unless our president is still on and wants to just close us out. Is he still on?
Take care. Stay safe, everybody.
Thank you.